Okay, hello there, and thank you for being with us today. And what we're offering here is an opportunity to learn a little more about Body-Mind-Barbados. So here we have our special discovery webinar. We're very excited to share all the deets with you. And without further ado, let's go. Okay. Hey, there we go. And here is where your body-mind bliss journey begins. And, it all starts with the imagination. So I want you to just take a moment to breathe in that scene and be part of what it is showing us there. The calm, the soothing water, the beautiful, bright, crystal clear water, absolutely fabulous, and the white sand, very typical of Barbados. So making the most of today's webinar, these are things that we all do enough webinars nowadays to know this, and it's always a good little reminder. Make sure that your phones or any other devices are all switched off or muted or whatever, and that way you can enjoy without any disturbances. And put the sign up on the door showing that you're to be undisturbed. I have a keep out, please do not disturb sign on mine, especially for the dog. And we want to have a drink to hand. I've got my water and your notepad and pen, because you might want to take some notes, of course. And if by any chance you're having any audio difficulties or any other technical difficulties, it's always worthwhile switching it off and coming back to that page, this page, and that way it ought to be, it usually smooths it out, works it out. Okay, so this is where we want to be, with nothing other than our flip-flops and our hat for modesty. And to help getting us into the zone this afternoon, let's just take a moment to put both our feet on the floor and roll out any tension that you may have from your shoulders. And take a nice, conscious, slow, deep breath in through your nose. And sighing out any stresses. Just let them go. And gently moving your head from side to side and up and down and back to center. So, of course, if you've enjoyed that, do it again. Do it as many times as you need to. It guarantees to calm you very quickly. Okay. And here we have a lovely lady enjoying the waters once again. This is all to tempt you and tantalize you, of course, I know. Of course, I'm going to do that. And this is myself, Susan Gardner, and the lovely, awesome Kimmi Norvell Moake. And we are your hosts today, and we shall be taking you through the experience of Body-Mind-Bliss in Barbados. And you'll learn a little more about myself and about Kimmi. And we met actually through the Lifestyle Prescriptions University, which is formerly the Meta Health University, and we found so much in common in so many respects. And once Kimmi found out that I facilitated these lovely Body-Mind-Bliss retreats, well, there was no stopping her. I'm so thrilled that she is here with me and sharing the experience and her her wisdom and professionalism is absolutely phenomenal. So you're going to learn a lot more about Kimmi, and the fact that she is bringing her nutritional therapy into the mix, as well as is our yoga teacher for the duration of the 7 days and 7 nights. So, Kimmi, is there anything that you would like to say about yourself at this stage?
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I guess as just a quick addition would be, as a seeker of bliss and joy, I guess I've always looked for it, but through the work that I've done with the Meta Health lifestyle prescriptions curriculum, I'm now finding it every day in every moment. And so it was just a natural combination for us to join forces in the way we both strive to live our lives and walk our talk and teach what we want to learn. So I'm very excited about the opportunity, and thank you, Susan, for bringing me on board. I can't wait to have the experience and share what I've learned with others.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. Thanks, Kimmi. Okay, so let's see what this is all about. Wellness, most certainly. It's really the priority. If we don't have our health, then everything else in life is a real struggle. So wellness is top of the menu with our focus physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And there is nothing like being in a different environment to explore the essence of yourself. It's tapping in, tuning in to your own innate wisdom and healing. So, are we ready, ladies? Okay, time to go for it. Okay, let's go. I thought it would be really useful to just bring the Bayesian flag in at this point. I love the colours, the vibrancy of it, and the trident in the centre there, which for me represents so much more. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it, that mythology seems to creep up and creep into so many areas of our lives. And, here we have a representation of Neptune and Poseidon, king of the sea. And I've for one, absolutely, since visiting Barbados, see it as such a beautiful part of the world that it's very much the queen of the sea for me. Anyway, coming up today, naturally this has been designed to go into the nitty-gritty details, of course, meeting the both of us, your Body-Mind-Bliss Wellbeing Team, and find out what you need to bring along with you and enjoy a fantastic virtual tour and ask your red hot questions. I'm sure you've got plenty, and naturally to learn a little more about the MetaWellBeing program itself, and understand a little more about the morning yoga with Kimmi, what exactly that entails. And of course, it wouldn't be a special discovery webinar without its special discovery offer. So we have a treat at the end of our webinar today. So make sure you stay on for that, and that way you can make your mind up whether this works for you and suits you. And it's a fantastic offer, ladies. So okay, let's move on and I think I love this photograph. This is one of the most honoring days of my Barbados visits. It was just incredible swimming with the turtles. I guess people who've swum with the dolphins, and that's another thing on my list of things to do, it must be up there with that. It's just so incredible. So anyway, into the jewel of the Caribbean, being Barbados. This little map helps to give us a clue as to exactly where it is in the whole of the Caribbean, because there's a lot more islands there than maybe you realized. And you can see that we have the Atlantic Ocean on the one side and the Caribbean or the Caribbean on the other. And Barbados really is an incredible small island, which is so diverse in the fact that the West Coast is incredibly different from the East Coast, because the Caribbean is very much featured on the West Coast, whereas the Atlantic is very much on the East. So you get these extreme contrasts, which are invigorating and, well, inspiring, awesome. They're all these words, just fantastic. So whether you're traveling from Kimmi's part of the world, or which of course is Texas area, or whether you're traveling from the UK, it's around about 7 to 8 hours flight. And of course, nowadays, very pleasant, and it zooms by without, well, it's just a very easy flight in actual fact. So,
Susan, if I remember correctly, I think
yeah.
it's only about 5 hours from the US.
Okay.
From Houston. And I haven't looked at flights in a while, but
okay.
I want to say it's between 4 and 5.
Okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
So even more local for you then.
Yes, smaller of an ocean to cross.
Yeah. Okay, so the frangipani, this beautiful flower, was floating in the pool the last time I was there. And its fragrance, if you haven't smelt it before, oh my word, it is beautiful. So it's just representative of what you'll find across the island. It's just such a simply beautiful flower. So the MetaWellBeing experience, it really is perfect for the woman who likes to take care of herself. And in this day and age, the 21st century has shown such dramatic advances in technology, and the way we live is so different in the last just 30, 40 years, where we're finding that stressors are very different to how they used to be. And really, you know, we have to adapt and adjust in ways that actually the generation before us didn't know of. You know, it is so very different. So focusing on ourselves to help ourselves be calm and centered can make life a lot easier for ourselves and our families. As this next area that we're looking at, life, work, family balance, you know, it really can be a struggle to maintain this, and so taking time out, essential time out, helps us to become more purposeful and in control. as we give ourselves the opportunity to look at what's working and what's not working, and make some great decisions around that. And it may be that you feel trapped on a treadmill with life, and again, pausing so that you can step off that feeling of deja vu and Groundhog Day. It's so important that we regularly take time out to help our confidence create more clarity around our choices. And fatigue is a big thing for a lot of people, with sleep deprivation being an area which is causing a lot of concern, especially for our children, who, of course, we get caught up with technology, and it can be so difficult to get out of these habits of checking phones and other devices, and it's exhausting, and it has such a domino rippling effect on our health and well-being. So we're naturally aiming to super energize ourselves, and the beautiful consequences, we feel so much happier and healthier for doing so. And it could be that you may be just feeling a little off. You may be feeling a lot overloaded or even fed up. But I promise you to the first step is awareness. And once you recognize that your emotions are constantly telling you that something isn't right, then again, taking this time to pause really is helpful. And the aim here is we're looking to live our lives full of fun and joy. Really, surely that's what the human experience is about. And even if you've been just feeling a little anxious or worried, this is what can make the difference and bring about absolutely beautiful peace of mind. So this is the MetaWellBeing experience. It is a very holistic approach, and it enables us to be more in tune with our lives. Just like this lady is here. There you go. That's me with my legs up there. Oh dear, I just love that picture. It really says it all. It's freedom, isn't it? And just no cares in the world, just where we all want to be. So what to expect with what's going to be happening? What are you getting on the 7 days and 7 nights? The MetaWellbeing program, and we'll talk more about that. 7 nights accommodation in a private villa in the area of St. Philip, which is the southeast of Barbados. Beautiful area, with a lovely constant breeze. It's worth saying, because it is hot there. It's constantly warm, and so that's something to have an awareness of. If you like the heat, fantastic. If you don't, it's not for you. And we make a point of ensuring that we eat well and drink well. There is no deprivation around or sacrifice. We don't deny ourselves anything. It's all about the balance. And so our smoothies, our breakfast, lunch, wherever possible, we use local produce and organic. And Barbados is really into the local farmers markets and fantastic organic produce. So there's some excellent markets which are superb to visit. And Kimmi is a real foodie. So she is amazing, and loves to create and be creative in the kitchen, and will be on hand, of course, with the nutritional therapy to guide each individual. So, it's just a brilliant combination. Looking forward to that, Kimmi.
Me too.
Anything you want to add to that, love?
I guess, as a nutritional therapist, I've learned that it's about listening to my body and not having rules per se, but balance in my needs and recognizing why my body is asking me for the types of food that it is and how I can fulfill that. So sometimes it's not that I need a sugar cookie, I just need a hug. And that's one of the things that's really helped me a lot. One of my other rules is not to swallow guilt with my food. Enjoy it. Let the food make love to your taste buds. And if it's not making love to your taste buds, then maybe it's not what you need to be doing. So anyway, I've really looked forward to cooking and creating and coming up with new recipes, and all of us getting together and talking about food. It's one of my favorite pastimes. So
right.
I'm always seeking it. So
fantastic.
in a new place, that's the most exciting thing to me, is getting to eat the food. That's the main reason why I travel.
Wow.
Is to experience other cultures.
Yeah. Oh, you described that so beautifully. Thank you. Really excited about that. Okay. Right. Yes. And I shall be providing the opportunity to have your own private one-to-one MetaWellbeing session with myself. So if there's anything that you are really wanting to get to the bottom of, then MetaWellbeing enables us to identify what the root cause is, whether it's a health issue, a business issue, a relationship issue, whatever. And with that, we can really unravel the what's going on, and then come up with an action plan to create the transformation. So that will happen in the afternoons. And here we go. Here's Kimmi's part with her morning rise and shine yoga, which is fair to say that it's gentle stretching and breathing. So we're going to talk more about that shortly. But the essence is, it suits anyone, whether you've done yoga before or not. And it's because it's really all about where you're at on the day, where you are on the mat on the day, how you're feeling overall, tuning in and respecting and honouring your body and its limits. Okay, so like I say, we'll talk a bit more about that, Kimmi, in a moment. There'll be daily pampering by the pool. Oh my word, imagine that, ladies. Daily pampering. Gorgeous massage for the ultimate relaxation. Really, really lovely. And we'll be bringing some interesting, creative ways of you being able to experience this and take away some great tips on that. And lastly, we'll have plenty of resources for you, so that you can capture and journal as you go along if you wish to. So it's all about making the most of this very special time away. And we have a dedicated WhatsApp group for this particular group as well. In addition to that, we have, well, there's just lots of incredible places to visit and experience. And these are optional excursions, which take place in the afternoon, because the MetaWellbeing program runs from sunrise to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And after that, it is, of course, your free time. So you have free time in the afternoon and the evening. And we have a hire vehicle, which means that we can go exactly where you'd like to go. And I'm going to show you some amazing places just to, again, give you an idea as to the variety that there is. There's some amazing places. So this is a fabulous picture of the Platinum Coast, as it's known to locally. This is the west side, and this, as you can see, the sea is very calm. It's tropical looking, because it's beautiful. And so in between, we've got one of the oldest baobab trees is on the island in Hastings area. We've got lots of different markets, so we certainly like to go to one of those whilst we're there. Bridgetown has its port and marina, where the cruise ships come in and the catamarans go out for the day trips. It's, of course, well, not necessarily, of course, you may know, but Barbados is one of the main producers of rum, dark rum. And to the top left there, that is St. Nicholas Abbey. And there is a distillery within the abbey. And its location itself is just beautiful. I think it was a former plantation home. And in the top centre there, the Art Splash Centre is one of those incredible little magical places where they have so much going on. It is a creative space. And their cafe there is all organic and dairy-free and gluten-free and all of that. It's there is so much to offer there. So that's another wonderful place. And Bathsheba is very well known for these unusual rock formations. The island is a coral island, and you get these extraordinary looking rocks, especially around the Bathsheba on that coastline, which is the east side. So this is where you'll find there's more surfing that goes on, and the water is very different on this side, very dramatic. And here's some more places, which we've got the ladies in their fabulous garb, very colourful, and that is actually at the Harbour Lights. It's a wonderful night out, and there is all sorts of different entertainment and dinner and dancing. It's very vibrant. It's very exciting and lovely place to go to. And we have at the top of the island, so at the top centre there, that is a picture of the Animal Flower Cave, and that is at Northern Point. And oh wow, it's so wild up there. It's just different again. It's, talk about invigorating. It really is an incredible place. To the right, we have Cherry Tree Hill. It's a stunning viewpoint there. It takes your breath away. And in that area is the windmill, the Morgan Lewis windmill. I think it's the only one left in its entirety, and that's also holds a lot of history around it. Very interesting. And of course, the catamaran trips and swimming in and around the reefs and is just so magical. It really is magical. Yeah, it's just a brilliant experience. So hopefully we'll be doing some of that with you as well. And here we go. So yeah, it's time to talk a bit about the MetaWellBeing program and what MetaWellBeing actually is. It is a very holistic way of creative living, to seek balance and harmony. There is nothing like feeling great, and when we feel great, we know that life is good because there is balance and harmony. Now, within the MetaWellBeing program, we integrate simple, practical tools for self-reliance, and this is what is so empowering. It is there is nothing like recognizing that there's a situation taking place and you can do something about it for you, and you don't actually have to go to anybody else to get that help. It's something there for you. You can learn these great tools and techniques, and this absolutely is woven into the 7 days whilst we're all together. It really does provide more enlightenment around the possibility and the potential of what is available, both within you already, and maybe things that you can tap into in your circles, in the world around you, which may currently not be happening. So yeah, this is about helping you to feel so good, so empowered, a wonderful state of being, and really honoring self-care above everything else and everyone else. As actually, there's only us that can do it. We can only do it for ourselves. You know, there's a certain amount we can soothe others. However, just to take that responsibility, to have that awareness that, you know, if this isn't something that is for our highest good, if it's not supporting us in a way that keeps us on track, then we have to question, you know, why are we doing this? Why do we continue to have this in our lives? So yes, a big attention on self-care. Practicing mindfulness in all areas, on all levels, is so key to the awareness as we use this moment by moment, being in the present, noticing our feelings, noticing our thoughts, and knowing that we have a choice to either continue to support ourselves with those choices, or to change things, to adapt new habits, and this really comes about through the practicing of mindfulness. And one of the key things that I like to check in with people is is just how much energy and awareness and focus there is already on their physical body. And usually, absolutely, the physical body tends to be the main focus. And yet, let's take them as 4 pillars: the emotional essence of you, your feelings. This is something that in sometimes gets suppressed and ignored, and but it has to go somewhere. It's all energy. Everything is energy. Everything about us is energy. Everything around us is energy, and has a vibrational feel, has a vibrational element to it. So this is part of honoring ourselves, is having an awareness. Are you putting the same amount of attention into all 4 areas? The mental, of course, our thoughts, what we're thinking about. Is it the same old stuff, same old, or is it something new that we want to create new neural pathways around and establish new patterns of thinking which are more supportive? And then the spiritual element is really about it's that knowing, it's that higher purpose, and some people refer to this as God or Goddess or Allah, or whatever, whoever your God or Goddess is. Whether you have one or not, there is always, though, something else. There is something else which needs to be supported, developed, and allowed to weave its magic within the physical, emotional, mental. So it all overlaps and interlinks, and are very key components of the MetaWellbeing program. Ultimately, it's about living in the wow. We are surely here on planet Earth to have a great experience of life, and for it to be fun-filled, full of joy, peace and love, and anything else, the sooner we process it and get through it and release it, let it go, the sooner we can come back to the fun-filled life of joy, peace and love. Okay, so I hope that just gives you a little more sense of the MetaWellbeing program, and just bringing it all together. I use coaching, which is a very powerful medium to help you get to where you need to be, from maybe where you are to where you want to be. Okay, and let's take this to the next slide, which is a reminder of balance and keeping it simple. Doesn't matter what shape, size, or color, or density, or whatever we are. It's there for all of us. Balance.
I also think that balance is one of those things that changes all the time. And so some days our version of balance might be activity driven, and some days our version of balance might be rest and quiet and solitude. And so I think it's about looking at a big picture of your life, and connecting to all of the things that we are, can be out of sorts that you listed from the beginning, and running the rat race on the treadmill, and self-awareness and things of that nature. But I also think it's about just waking up and saying, what does my version of balance look like today, and trying to honor that, and recognizing our thought processes in the way that we need to move and think and breathe to create balance within that day. Just a quick addition to my strive for balance.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you for that, Kimmi. That's wonderful. Absolutely spot on. So there you go. It's over to you anyway, Kimmi.
Hi. So just to talk a little bit about yoga, some of you may have experienced yoga, some of you may not. Some of you may think it's this, it's an Indian pretzel with your body. And there are many different spokes on the wheel of yoga. And I think that my teaching style recognizes those through the movement or the asanas, yes, but also through the breathing and the respect and the way that we treat ourselves and others around us in our world, our environment. So the beauty of my yoga classes is you never know what you're going to get as far as an activity level goes. And there's always a little bit of surprises and things that may not feel like yoga, but make you feel good. So it's worth it. And so one thing that I always strive to incorporate is connecting to my students and the energy level of the class and trying to give them what they need for the day. And so maybe some days I walk in and I'm like, we're going for it today. We're going gusto. And everyone seems a little out of sorts or a little low energy. And I'm thinking, okay, let's honor this and totally do a switcheroo. So I don't create a strict regimen plan for each class. I kind of just get an idea and then work with my students and where they're going and how we're all feeling and the energies of everyone around us, me and the class in the space as well. And kind of take it from there. So every bit of yoga that I teach is approachable to just about anyone. I've taught yoga to people in hospital beds that are just moving their feet and opening and closing their hands, to, children, to athletes, bodybuilders. My main clientele is exactly you guys. So you're looking at women of all ages, body shapes, body sizes, abilities, disabilities, you name it. So I think that yoga means yoke or union. And I think that with that, we will work to try, with that and the meta health, we will work to try and find a deeper, more meaningful union with ourselves and maybe one another, maybe not. You guys are doing this retreat for yourselves. And so I think that would be the most important aspect to focus on. But all of that being said, the goal with my classes and the movement of my classes, my teaching style, is to create that union and to learn how to actively listen through your heart and your body and your mind, and not as much your ego or fear on what your body needs and what you need, how you need to approach your practice for the day. And that's on and off the mat.
Fabulous. That's absolutely wonderful, Kimmi. And you're all in very safe hands here. That's what it comes down to. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you, love. Let's see what's next. Hey. Oop. There we are. Okay, right. Now, it's time for our virtual tour. So I just need to let you know that I was unable to actually upload the video here. I'm explaining this for a reason. You'll find out in a minute. So it's going to take us out of this presentation. I will momentarily stop sharing this screen to be able to share the Safari screen where this is going to play. But it's worth waiting for, promise you. It's not too long, it's only a couple of minutes. But what it does is it shows you the actual villa where we're going to be staying, and it is beautiful. So without further ado, let's get this going. Just to check with you, Kimmi, can you see this?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Let's just get back to our presentation.
I'm already ready to be there.
You know, isn't it absolutely fab? Oh my word. Oh my word. And yes, it just reminded me seeing the little green monkey. They are all over the island, and it's just again, it's so exciting when you see them. One day we were walking along the cliff tops at the Crane Beach, and a whole family of them came along. I think there were a couple, 2 or 3 generations. It was just amazing. It was so exciting to see the wildlife like that in its own natural habitat. Beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it really I think it might be something to do with the settings of the GoPro app. I'll have to have a look at I think it's locked down into a private viewing mode. So we'll get that sorted so that we can make it available more easily. along with the glossy brochure as well. So you can remind yourself and get excited by looking at all these lovely pictures once again. So yeah, here we go. We've got a couple of spaces left, and there you have it. There's the parasol waiting, ready to offer you some shade. So let's have a look. It's time to look at what the investment is, your investment into this, and something to celebrate indeed. Time is the first thing that is required. As you know, the dates are Monday the 2nd of December to Monday the 9th of December. And you need to allow, I guess, for traveling from wherever you're coming from. So it may well be that you need to add a day on either side, unless you're doing something else and adding it onto a prearranged trip or whatever. We've had different scenarios with different people, but it's worth just making that really clear. Next is your commitment, and the commitment really needs to come in a number of different ways. We need you to be open and willing, and to commit to actually saying yes, you're on board, you're coming. So let's do it, folks. Let's do it, ladies. And your energy. Yeah, this, committing your time and energy to this. This is your gift to yourself. This is part of your self-care. This is personal development. Call it whatever you will. It may be for some people just an absolute necessity to get away and be in this beautiful space where you can fully relax, recharge, and revitalize. So what's it going to cost? For the UK contingency, we're looking at $1,997, and for the US, it's $2,535 per person. So that's the lot. That includes everything except your flight. You'll have to sort out your own flights for obvious reasons. And any other meals outside of the villa, and any excursions, then you need to ensure that you have that in your thinking, in your equation. But otherwise, that is what the investment is, unless you are choosing to share a room with someone. With a friend or a family member. Remember, this is ladies only. Then it's $1,497 per person, or $1,900 for the US. Okay. So a recap of what's included, and just go through this nice and quickly. The whole of the MetaWellBeing program. 7 nights accommodation in that beautiful private villa you've just seen, and all the food on site, and delicious refreshments, and wherever possible, everything is homegrown and homemade, and with Kimmi's guidance, and she's going to bring something really special to this Body-Mind-Barbados retreat for sure. A one-to-one MetaWellBeing session with myself, and the morning rise and shine yoga, gentle stretching and breathing focus with Kimmi, and of course the daily pampering by the pool, gorgeous massage for ultimate relaxation. and all the resources that you require. So there it is. It's waiting. It's waiting. And doesn't that picture do it for you? Does it for me every time. I just think that contrast of the beautiful coloured juice cocktail is, well, that's how it is. That's what it looks like, ladies. So come on board with us. So today's special discovery webinar offer is book today and you receive a fantastic upgrade bonus. So what is that? I hear you asking. Okay. It's the VIP package. So what's the VIP package, I hear you asking? Well, it includes a meet and greet at the airport, personally by myself. And I come bearing welcome celebration drinks, and we enjoy those upon arrival and departure. And also the transfers from and to the airport to the villa and vice versa. So that's the VIP package, and that has a value of $250 for the UK or $345 for the US. So what do you make of that? What do you think to that? Wonderful additional bonus. Awesome. So any questions? This is our time for any questions. Kimmi, just to check in, because sometimes just to get the ball rolling.
Yes.
Have there been any questions from within your circles that have been typically asked? We can just talk about those, and what's typical
covered. I think a little addition that I would make is just, this retreat is about you and you getting to know yourself better and you gaining skills and tools to connect to that. And so you can find the best version of yourself, not only here in Barbados on vacation, which is lovely, perfect setting for discovery and awareness, but also in your everyday life. And one of the things that the Lifestyle Prescriptions program has given me is freedom. And that's freedoms from the worries, a lot of the worries and the fears and the ball and chains that were holding me back. And I think that when you're ready to learn and change, your teachers will appear. And so if you feel like you're in that position where your back is up against the wall and you know that you're capable of more, you just can't grasp how or what to do in order to start walking down that path, then this is for you. And it's a wonderful place and a wonderful, Susan's a wonderful teacher and moderator and, open-minded, amazing listener. I can't tell you all the things she listened to me about when we first became friends and since. And I think that you will be surprised at how much you're capable of walking away with. So that's my my contribution of my learning from Susan and in the Meta Wellness Lifestyle Prescriptions program. And it's changed my life, and there's absolutely no way that I could go back to being the version of myself prior to discovering this, because I'm just snipping away the cords and the chains that have held me down that I didn't even know were there. And awareness is one of the most beautiful, scary things that you can, find. And I think that this is a perfect setting and a very safe place to do that. And
Fabulous.
so I don't know if you have any questions after that, but feel free to ask. And if you don't know, email us.
Yes.
Susan, what's your email?
If you'd like to email me at Susan, this is Susan at MetaWellBeing.com. So,
and my email is Kimmi Norvell, and it's K-I, M as in Mary, M as in Mary, I, N-O-R-V as in Victor, E-L-L @gmail.com.
Fantastic.
So Kimmi Norvell @gmail.com.
Super. Yes. Well, I just think that's really helpful to get insights from one another. I think to share that it can be really helpful for all of you watching this. And I'm just looking at this picture and realizing why I chose it. This is the Crane Resort, and this is very close to where we'll be staying. And it's been voted as one of the top 10 beaches in the world, and it really does have that beautiful pinky white sand. And every other day we visit this beach, and it can also serve as a place for contemplation, meditation, some stretching, some yoga on the beach here. It's really beautiful, and yeah, there's just so many special places. I'm trying to think typically of other questions. There's air conditioning, there's fans in the villa, but it's just, it works to just leave doors and windows open. It's so safe. It's a safe place, and absolutely, whilst you're there, you just have them all open, and there's this delightful breeze coming through to keep you nice and cool. And of course, there's the pool and the jacuzzi, which happen to be salt water as well, and that's an added bonus. I'm not sure about the jacuzzi, but the pool is meant to be salt water, and the jacuzzi is cool, so it serves to cool you off completely. Yeah, each room has an ensuite here, so you have your own private bathroom, and there's plenty of space to be able to find a private space if needs be. So no one is on top of one another. Yeah, it has been handpicked for you, ladies. I can assure you, it's absolutely perfect. Really, that's as much as I can think. I will say that it's not in the supposed what do they call it, wet season. Not that I really find it particularly wet, even when I have been in the wet season. It's something that the Bayesians say they think it's evening out, and it's just nice most of the year round. But certainly December, it really is no longer in the official wet season. So it's a constant temperature all year round. Because it's not the wet season, there aren't or there's not many mozzies. That they are definitely come with the wet season time. but it's recommended to take B1 for a couple of weeks before you go to any potential mosquito area. And that's a great herbal supplement worth having a look into.
We live in a mosquito zone in Texas, so
do you?
it's almost a year-round thing for us. Every time it rains, we get mosquitoes if we don't have them all the time. So that and the heat and the humidity are something we're very used to. So going to Barbados is a big break from that, because it's less influenced by other weather patterns, and it's going to feel like, just a nice break from the more extreme humid weather that we get here in Texas.
Good. That's good to hear.
I know it's cold. It's warmer for you guys, but it's actually going to be cooler for us. So.
Right. Okay.
With less humidity.
Well, I can see what the appeal is then for you.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Thank you,
Okay.
Susan.
Well, one last time, claim your place and book now. There's my phone number for you to take a snapshot of, or watch the recording, get it again. But it's +44 if you're outside of the UK, and 07866 695 176. So that's +44 07866 695 176. And please link up with me on WhatsApp, and let's just let me know, and then I shall be straight back in touch with you for the next stage and what happens next. So one last time, your investment, time, commitment, energy, 1997 for the UK, 2535 for the US per person. And if you're sharing a room, still per person, 1497 or 1900 US. Recap of what's included: the whole of the MetaWellBeing program, 7 nights accommodation in the private villa, smoothie, breakfast, the whole gambits, nutritious food and refreshments on site, one-to-one MetaWellbeing session with myself, and morning rise and shine yoga, gentle stretching, breathing with Kimmi, and of course the daily pampering by the pool. Oh yes, gorgeous massage for ultimate relaxation, and of course all the resources. So there it is, your book today, and you receive a fantastic upgrade bonus, the VIP package, which includes meet and greet at the airport, welcome celebration drinks upon arrival and departure, transfers from and to airport and villa and vice versa. And that's valued at $250 for the UK and $345 for the US normally. So there we are. Once again, claim your place, book now. Only 2 left, ladies, unless you're going to share. So let us know your thoughts. We'd love some feedback. Hope you've enjoyed this this very special discovery event, and it's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you, Kimmi, as well for being here and being so fabulous. And it's been fantastic. Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you, Susan.